How did the Transgender Day of Remembrance begin?
It started in 1999 to memorialize Rita Hester. She was killed in 1998 in San Francisco, and up to this date, they haven't even gotten yet who really killed her. It happens most of the time with our community. The following year, 1999, Rita Hester was memorialized. That started the Transgender Day of Remembrance.
I think it's not just a month. We're trans every day. We're trans 365 days a year. But I think especially in November, it's not just awareness, but also how can we make change in action? How can we go beyond just educating each other and our friends, our family, our coworkers, but how can we also implement policies, workplace guidelines, recommendations to be able to truly protect every single one of us? Every time I enter a supermarket, I have to think about, do I want to tell the cashier my pronouns if they misgender me and say sir or ma'am? Do I want to tell my coworkers if I'm coming out to a new coworker, or if I'm going to a new space? I always have to think about, do I come out in this moment in time? Is it safe for me to come out in this moment of time? And I think it's a constant process of coming out. I think my journey began when I was a kid like everyone else. Something internally was not matching. It really took that first trans person to tell me that you are valid, I see you, and you deserve to be here, just like everyone else.
At the beginning of my journey, I was alone. I went through and I was looking for my reflection, but it was more trans women and trans femme folks that helped me get to the spaces that I now kind of play in. It was also being able to see myself reflected within my community of other Black trans men and Black trans masculine folks that helped me get through this journey and say, okay, I'm in safe spaces. I'm in spaces that belong to me too.
Not only have you all had your own personal journey, but you're embracing others and helping them in a number of ways. And you used to drive around with the LA Sheriff's Department and reach out to these women on the streets that were suffering similar situations that you were. So how did that actually happen? How did you get going on that?
The thing that happened is my mentor at the time was Jeffrey Prang. He used to be a mayor of West Hollywood when I started. And he used to work at the Sheriff's Department. They started an LGBT advisory council with the Sheriff's Department. And I was asked by Jeffrey to be a part of that advisory council that advises the sheriffs. I worked with the community doing the policies also with the sheriffs on interaction with transgender individuals. That's how it all started. And I worked on the county jail asking for, also talking to a lot of we're very lucky in Los Angeles that we have a section, a house for transgenders to help them, and also for general populations, okay? So with that, when we started those, then because there's bigger problems with LAPD at that time, and then I saw what's going on with the community, how we are being treated, even with law enforcement at that time.
And hopefully there's been progress. I mean, because, speaking of helping, you have Invisible Men, a profound organization in and of itself. So how is that working, and what is happening in that realm?
We started because there wasn't a reflection of what it looks like for people of color to transition as transmasculine individuals. And so 20 years ago when I transitioned, there were no terms for trans mask folks, and the only person that I could see in as a reflection was Chaz Bono at the time. So we started off as a storytelling platform to be able to allow transmasculine folks to own their own narratives and allow their words to be their own. And so now, here we are 4 years later, because I started in 2018, and now we've got 46 what we call legacies, and these are the folks that tell their story on our platform. And as well, so the 46 legacies are from here to New York, and then we've got newer legacies that are coming in from Bangkok and from Canada. And so it's growing organically. It's going growing so big so fast that it's kind of hard to keep up with everyone, but it's creating a visibility that we didn't have before.
I went to your site, and it's incredibly informational for me to understand, you know, an arena that I've not had much experience with. You know, there's a lot of resources, and I know one of the great ones that has been incorporated is, you know, Eden, the Transgender Economic Empowerment Project. So that's also a tool that can be used.
Yes, and through the Transgender Economic Empowerment Project, we've found that we're just one project in LA, but there are so many different cities that also need those services too. And the benefit of our project is providing economic support and relief and advocacy for people who are looking to enter the workforce, who are ready to find work, who want to be able to come out at work and not face repercussions or face discrimination or harassment. And an aspect of our project is to help not only support the member to find that job, but also to support the employers with the policies, recommendations, and guidelines, so that way everyone is treated respectfully. And I think what ends up coming up for a lot of people is that, why do I have to give trans people special treatment? But it's not about giving special treatment, but rather it's about having policies and guidelines that protect everyone.
We started the whole conversation talking about a very tragic scenario and a very sad set of circumstances that have hopefully improved. So from your perspective, where do you see the improvements being most noticeable? Hopefully, as a culture and as a society and just as the human race, we've moved forward. So are you seeing good things happening, Mother?
Yes, well, a lot of the good things had happened. We now have the city who are really there for us. We're also law enforcement. In the past, we had really big problems with law enforcement always going after us. That has changed now. We have seen all those changes has happened in the past years, and we have more people who are more accepting.
But Lucky, what positives are you seeing? And are you? Maybe I should ask that better.
Well, I'm seeing positives in the ways that our community is more and more visible. But the downside of that is, with more visibility comes more violence. With more visibility comes a different kind of violence that shows up, especially when we talk about, you know, our trans folks of color. Our trans sisters are being targeted in very specific ways. Even if we don't know them individually, it still has a very, very emotional impact on us as a community. We make up 1%. We make up 1% of the entire nation's community, right? And so being that we are such a small community, we all may not know each other, but we feel each other, you know? And so there are improvements, but again, there are drawbacks that come with those improvements.
I think we get focused on this idea of visibility and representation, where on the day-to-day level, we have to think about, can I be visible in this space right now, or will I be attacked? And I think it goes beyond visibility. We also have to be able to protect people who may not have the option of being visible, who may not be able to come out. If they are visible, or if they are like visibly trans or assumed as trans or even perceived, that even the people who do not pass or do not have a level in the transition to be able to reach a level of safety, that the very last one of us, every one of us, is protected. We shouldn't have to be able to pass in order to be safe, and every one of us should be able to find that safety, even if we're not visible or even if we choose not to disclose.
I am a proud transgender woman. This is what I am. You either accept me for what I am right now or go.
We don't have to be friends. I just want to thank all three of you for your candor, for your honesty, and for your courage. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I look forward to getting to know you all a lot better in the future.
Likewise.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.